As Microsoft continues to reinvent the future with its best-in-class cloud service, corporate external and legal affairs has leaned into finding ways to leverage technology to use its valuable legal resources more efficiently and effectively.
So as our business grows, as the business environment becomes more heavily regulated, the amount of work coming into the legal groups at Microsoft is increasing exponentially. And so optimizing our FTEs, our full-time employees' time, is kind of priority number one for my team. We have about 150,000 new contracts come through our desk annually, repository of I think 1.5 million now. If you look at those contracting, there's a lot of contracts that flow through that don't necessarily need the level of attorney review from a full-time employee attorney. So how do you structure your contracting motions so you can identify the more administrative or lower risk legal work and make sure you have the right resources dealing with those and escalating into those kind of limited resource of our attorneys only when necessary, when it truly is custom or complex.
To execute on this vision, Sila partnered with Icertis.
Icertis has allowed Microsoft to simplify our procurement contracting motion where all 220,000 of our employees can act as procurement agents and seamlessly flow through our contracting motions. The technology itself is always important, but that's not all we look at. The technology is just a piece of it. It really is, who are their customer base? Have they proven themselves in the market? Do they have other large enterprise accounts? And then who are the people that are going to be supporting our implementation? And Icertis had a really good implementation team that was on that journey with us that we can rely on, and that is a huge benefit. It has been incredibly reliable, and I would say we pound it pretty hard at certain times of the year. So for us, it's the end of our fiscal year where the volumes increase exponentially, and it's critical that that business gets closed before our fiscal year ends. And so we need a system that can just deal with those volumes and that scalability on a global level and just work as expected. And Icertis has done that year in and year out for us at our most critical busy times. For turnaround time, it used to take us, I would say, before implementation, around 5 days to review in a statement of work. Now those 40,000 that we review, many of them we meet our SLA on like 99% of those, and our SLA is now 2 days. A lot of those are turned around in 24 hours. And we've been able to do that while maintaining kind of flat budgets and flat headcount. So if you look at time is money from a business perspective, getting those contracts reviewed and out for signature and finalized so that the business who's procuring those goods or services can get back to their day job of doing that work is just huge at Microsoft.
With the rise of AI, Microsoft is now leveraging the large pools of structured contract data that the Icertis platform has created.
So AI is something I spend a lot of time on right now. Being Microsoft, we want to be pioneers in this space. Contracting is one of the avenues where we're exploring quite heavily. So contracts are very, very word heavy. The nice thing about these generative AI models is they're really, really good with words. Technology historically has not been. It's really good with numbers and ones and zeros, but prose it's always struggled with. Where we found the most success with artificial intelligence, both the last generation and the new kind of generative AI and the foundational models, is where we've seen real digital transformation occur. So where we have standardized processes that yield standard structured data outputs, that is very easy to layer artificial intelligence on top of. Icertis is one of those systems where we have structured output coming out of it, where we have a lot of rich common metadata now associated with all of those contracts.
Today, Microsoft has a contract intelligence platform that helps it deliver on its mission every day.
Your overall mission is to make people more productive, every organization, every person more productive. And so we get to live and breathe that in legal operations every day. We get to work with folks like Icertis to stand up standard ways to manage contracts, which makes attorneys' lives easier and better.